Alright guys, we're going to get into the next video. We're going to cover marketing. We're going to go over, to start with, some marketing that you should not do. And there are some outdated forms of marketing. It's 2023. You want to make sure you're with the times. I'm going to show you some marketings to avoid. Okay? And quite simply, I'm going to start here with newspaper ads. Newspaper ads can be a few $100s. Don't necessarily get the investment back on that. There's other ways to market, and we're definitely going to cover what they are, but you don't want to necessarily have a newspaper ad and spend hundreds on that. Radio spots, they can also be a few hundred. They can go well into the thousands. I haven't seen it as a good investment, but also there is something called podcasts nowadays. A TV commercial is between 500 and 100,000. Local TV ads might be a little cheaper, but you're still talking about thousands of dollars. Not necessarily worth it. You have YouTube now, and you have Facebook, and they're almost free. Magazine ads are into the thousands. I have not seen returns on those. Major magazine can cost well into the thousands. And billboards, 750 to 15,000 per month, depending on the location. Do you get that back as a pressure washer? Not necessarily, because you aren't dealing with these big contracts. And, if it was one sale and it was $50,000, it might be worth it, but that's not what you're doing. And it's not really worth it. So another thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of calls from marketers. And why you get a lot of calls is because marketing to produce the material is really not that hard anymore. In 2023, you get some images, you write some words, you put it through Google or Facebook, and a lot of guys want to do it and charge thousands of dollars. So you're going to get a lot of marketing calls. Just expect it, know it, deal with it. I'll show you how to deal with it. First thing you do is you go onto the National Do Not Call Registry. It's called donotcall.gov. And you go right here, go to register your phone. And when you register your phone, it's pretty simple. You might already be registered. But then you go register here, you add your number, and you submit. And that's all it takes to be on the do not call list. Now, you're still going to get calls from marketers or this or that, sales calls as a business owner. So how do you handle that? Well, I see a lot of people handling it by getting upset and doing this and say, do not call, and just don't do any of that. Don't worry about it. Someone calls you, they have to identify themselves. They say, hey, this is Jake from National Equity Group or something, So at that point you hang up, and you may think that's rude, but if it's 4 calls a day, it's you just hang up. And then there's a way on your phone, if you have an iPhone, you at the bottom of the call, you can say block this caller. You just block that caller, he'll never call back. But you do it rapidly. You don't have time to discuss, if you want to be on the #1 spot on Google. If you already are on the #1 spot on Google, they just didn't research you. We'll get you to #1 in this course. So there are outdated forms of marketing. Just know what they are. Don't get involved. And now let's get into the 15 correct ways to market your business so you can always stay busy. All right, so here we go.